Your birthday is approaching. Someone casually asks, "Hey, what are your plans for your birthday?" And you reply with the one answer that seems to throw everyone off: nothing. It's just another ordinary day. Suddenly, people look concerned. Friends assume you're upset about something. Family members think you're just being stubborn or difficult. Society seems wired to believe that if you're not cutting a cake, blowing out candles, or sharing happy selfies online, there must be something wrong deep down. But what if there isn't? What if choosing a low-key approach, or no approach at all, actually shows a level of emotional strength and self-awareness that others don't always recognize? Psychological research sheds light on why some people step back from birthday traditions, and it often says more about the expectations of those around them than about the person skipping the fuss. Let's break it down into a few common patterns that explain this mindset. First, there are those who've learned over time not to build up expectations. Life can deliver repeated letdowns, maybe forgotten plans as a kid, friends who didn't show up, or celebrations that fell flat year after year. When that happens consistently, the mind adapts in a protective way. It's similar to what psychologist Martin Seligman described as learned helplessness in his classic studies. After enough uncontrollable disappointments, the brain stops investing energy in hoping for better outcomes. It's not laziness or depression, it's efficiency. Hoping starts to feel more painful than simply letting go. Birthdays can act like little prediction tests for the brain. Neuroscientists have shown that our dopamine reward system fires strongest not just on good things happening, but on the surprise gap between expectation and reality. When the gap is repeatedly negative, expecting to feel special and getting silence instead, the brain eventually dials down the anticipation to avoid the sting. So when someone says it's just another day, it's often not indifference from the start. It's a quiet shield built from experience. Then there's a different group, people who are so absorbed in their daily grind that the date simply doesn't register. Psychologists talk about timeliness or poor temporal awareness, especially in high-focus individuals, those juggling work, projects, creative pursuits, or constant demands. Their mental calendar isn't linear, it's a blur of priorities. The birthday slips into the not urgent pile, right alongside other routine things they keep postponing. These folks aren't rejecting celebration on purpose. Their attention is just stretched thin elsewhere, and one specific day doesn't stand out as needing special handling. And finally, the group that genuinely opts out because they don't feel the need for it. This is where things get interesting from a psychological perspective. Researchers like Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, through their work on self-determination theory, have shown that the healthiest sense of well-being often comes from internal sources: autonomy, personal competence, and meaningful connections, rather than external rewards or rituals. People who draw their sense of worth and joy from within don't rely on one designated day to feel valued or alive. They've stepped away from what some call the hedonic treadmill, the endless chase for the next external boost of happiness that rarely satisfies long term. For them, every random weekday can feel fulfilling because their satisfaction isn't tied to milestones or social fanfare. They've learned that true contentment doesn't need a spotlight or a chorus of happy birthday. It's already there. Of course, not every case is the same. Sometimes skipping the celebration comes from a place of caution rather than confidence. Studies on contingencies of self-worth, like those by Jennifer Crocker, suggest that some people pull back because they fear disappointment. If they invest emotionally and it doesn't measure up, it might reinforce old doubts about their value. So they choose safety over risk. That's different from someone who truly feels complete without the extras. The key question, if this resonates with you, is your choice coming from a place of inner peace, or is it a way to avoid potential hurt? There's no wrong answer. Awareness is the first step either way. Society pushes the idea that celebration equals self-care, that you're supposed to crave the attention and fuss. But what if the deepest form of self-respect is realizing you don't require any of it to feel whole? While others wait for one day to feel seen, some have figured out how to carry that feeling quietly every day. If you've ever spent your birthday solo and felt genuinely at ease with it, you're not odd or damaged. You're part of a group that's learned to source joy internally, and that's permission enough. You're allowed to keep it simple. You're allowed to let it pass unnoticed. Nothing was ever wrong with that. So if any of this hit home today, if you've ever felt that quiet strength in choosing nothing for your birthday, or if you've realized your peace doesn't need fireworks to prove it's real, know this: you're not alone, and you're definitely not broken. At Easy Mind Psychology, we keep showing up to unpack these hidden parts of the mind, the ones society doesn't always talk about, but that actually matter the most. We turn complicated psychology into clear, honest insights so you can understand yourself better, protect your energy, and stop second-guessing your own choices. If today's video gave you even a small moment of finally someone gets it, then please help this channel reach more people who need that same validation. All it takes is 3 quick things. First, hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss a new deep dive that might explain something you've been carrying for years. Second, drop a like if this felt like it was speaking directly to you. It really helps the algorithm show these videos to others who feel the same way. And third, leave a short comment below. Just write, "I'm good with nothing," or "This was for me," or even share one quiet birthday memory that felt perfectly okay. Reading your stories keeps me motivated to keep making more. Thank you for being here, for choosing to understand your mind instead of hiding from it. You're already doing the work, and that's huge. I'll see you in the next one. Take care of that inner world of yours. It deserves your kindness. Until next time. Someone asks you, "What are you doing for your birthday?" And you answer, "Nothing. It's just another day." Suddenly, everyone looks worried. Friends think you're secretly sad. Family says you're being difficult. Society basically decides something must be broken inside you. But what if nothing's wrong at all? What if that quiet choice actually shows emotional maturity, self-protection, or even deeper strength that most people never develop? Psychology has studied exactly this, and the answers might surprise you. Stick with me, because this video is for the ones who've learned to feel whole without the cake, the candles, or the fuss.